people look at me and think I got everything. I got it all, you know. It's not true, man. Like, I'm flawed, you know, and I'm actively trying to get better daily, you know, and I fail all the time. And I come up short all the time on even how to communicate, no matter how much coaching I go through and, you know, and practice and running conversations through my head, you know, in the shower and like, all right, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that, I wanna hit that point, okay, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm just I'm trying to do my best, you know, and I think the weight to try to live up to everybody's perfect expectation of me has been really, really heavy for a long time, you know, and I think the last couple years I've been trying to maneuver out of that.
So the first question is, what is the best advice you've ever heard and the worst advice you've ever heard?
Best advice is if you're unsure about something, take a moment. You know, if you're unsure, don't answer right away. Take a moment, think about it. It's okay. You know, don't answer just because you feel like you got to be out and be quick and be fast about it, you know, because you'll end up stumbling over your words or not stumbling over your words, saying something that you don't really mean. So I would say that's probably some of the best advice I got. Worst advice, buy it now, you'll get it back. Just whatever, just spend it now, you'll make it back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that's probably some of the bad.
That's better, man.
Yeah, it's
What
going.
did you buy?
I think at the time, it was clothes.
Yeah.
At the time, it was clothes. It was clothes. It was. And I wasn't even really a big clothes guy at the time. I was like, whatever. But it was like, yeah, you're right. I'll make it back. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, of course I will. You know, like, yeah. And then, you know, we're on 7-Eleven diet for the next, 2 months.
What's the best part of being Micheal B.Jordan and the worst part of being Micheal B.Jordan?
Being Uncle Mike. Man, it's a feeling of like with my nephew and my niece that I've never loved something so much in like, wow, like, whoa. Like I think being Uncle Mike right now is the best part of that right now. Worst part, I love multitasking. I love the juggling, the balancing act of the things that I do. I love that. And the worst part is the loneliness that comes with that. You know, I think there's a loneliness that I have. You know, the responsibility that you have and is isolating, and the weight is isolating. So I think the worst part of that is the feeling like nobody really understands, and sometimes falling into the spaces of like just, you know, being alone, feeling alone.
How does being the sexiest man alive find love? From the girls on my team, dedicated to you. So
I revert back to the last question. It's very lonely. No, it's I go back and forth between wanting partnership and then not knowing what's the best partner for me. Like bringing them into my world of what I got going on isn't easy. And it's not just I love you, you love me, that should be enough, right? It's not quite that simple. You know, I think finding the right person to understand all of me, but then all that comes with me as well. And understanding, you know, that balance between wanting to be available and there for that person while I'm juggling everything else, and feeling okay to put the other part of my businesses down, and, you know, the sacrifice and compromise that comes with the partnership and the relationship, and what is and understanding how to make that all work is sometimes gives me anxiety and pause, you know, and then also there's a part of me that has not really lived life yet. I haven't really traveled as much for fun, or just like Japan has been a few times that I went where I didn't have a schedule, where I didn't have to be somewhere for press. I didn't have to be I had to put the other hats on, you know? There's so many different places and people I've never had an opportunity to happily meet that I might connect and vibe with, that might be a person that my soul connects to, you know? And I think, you know, those things, I'm looking forward to that part of my life. You know, I think the last couple of years, I'm starting to get to a place where it's like, you know what? I gotta start living.
Yeah.
You know, I've sacrificed and I've been zoned in for so long. You know, I owe it to myself a little bit to do that, you know? And I think that's a byproduct of being a little bit of I'm a delayed satisfaction, delayed gratification person. Like I've always wanted to lock in for the first half, do what I gotta do, get to what I need to get to, make sure everything's straight and set up, and then be a little bit more, to have the freedom to move how I wanna move or whatever. So that's the long-winded answer of I'm not looking, but it would take a very special person to understand and grow with me, just you want to create memories, I want a family, you know what I'm saying, eventually. So we'll see what's up. We'll see what happens.
If you could create one law that everyone in the world had to follow, what would it be?
A law that you couldn't intentionally kill or cause bodily harm to anyone. I think that covers a lot of stuff. I mean, you gotta leave room to humans to be humans, and everybody's not gonna be good. Everybody's not gonna have all of that in there. But if we can eliminate the senseless killing and the bodily harms of other people's bodies in a real way, I think there's like the systemic thing I'm trying to get out of, because I'm trying to level the playing field.
Yeah.
So just the economic opportunities, that the disparity, those systematic oppression, the systematic oppression that does exist, is the thing that I most want to change. So I'm trying to think of. It's a good question, man.
Yeah. You keep thinking about it. You tell me later.
Yeah.
Because I like your one, because it also applies to you couldn't develop products that. Like your question, I mean, your answer applies to food, drugs, medicine, which is kind of what keeps a lot of people stuck in the system. Because if they can bodily harm to me isn't just physical violence, it's also the kind of things we ingest and consume. And that is what keeps a lot of people stuck, because they're eating unhealthy food because that's all they have access to and that's all they can afford. And that plays with the, I mean, that's what I was hearing too.
Yeah.
On a sub level. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. I'm with that.